Stream. If you were on the stream, I mean, we hit this play. I think we hit this play like 4 days ago when Donovan Mitchell didn't play. And it hit. So anyways, people love to give me shit every time a bet loses, but we did hit this parlay on Fliff. Two-pick parlay. Obviously, Michael O'Connell was injured for part of the game. But hey, a win's a win. So anyways, let's find some plays for tomorrow. I'll keep this live stream brief. I know it's late. But there were some plays I wanted to lock in. So let's go through the first play. So the first play is for Iowa, South Carolina. So the women's championship. And I mean, this play is just straight up good value. So if you go to player props, I'll kind of show you this line. So we have Sydney, awful tear, under 11.5 points. And if you look at all the other sports books, like if you look at FanDuel, if you look at Caesars, most of these other books, they all have her line lower at 10.5 points. BetMGM, Caesars, whatever. You can see on FanDuel, her line's lower at 10.5 points. So this is just an early, wow, they only gave me a max of 100 on that. Usually they give a max of $250 on these Fliff plays. But I guess for women's college basketball, they only have a max bet size of $100. But anyways, that can be the first play we lock in. Again, I've said this a ton of times. All the live stream plays are tracked in the sheet on YouTube. We actually had a pretty tough break today with Schroeder under 10.5 rebounds plus assists. He had like a couple balls batted to him. He ended with 11, which was pretty annoying. What else did we have? We had Bobby Witt, 2+ hits. That was at plus 155. So that was a nice win on FanDuel. But anyways, let's see what we got here. What else did we have on PrizePicks? We also had this. Unfortunately, Tovar got 3 bases, but hopefully Camilla goes under tomorrow. And we get the 2x on PrizePicks. If you go, 4 for 5, you still get a 2x payout. But anyways, we got in our first play on Fliff. So let me just go here. And they only gave me $100. But we locked in some early value for the women's championship. I'm also on Iowa money line. So I think I gave that out for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm already on South Carolina money line. So I already hit that on Caesars. Lines were kind of moving towards them. But anyways, there's a ton of value on Underdog right now. I already gave out one PrizePicks slip on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's still available or if they bumped anything. But regardless, let's take a look at Underdog, because there's a lot of esports value right now. So let's see what we got here. And let's just take a look. So the first play we have is for CS2. And let's kind of pull it up. Again, what's nice about esports is there's just so many games. I mean, we have a lot of NBA tomorrow, but most of the books haven't even posted NBA lines. Like for esports, there's always games going on. There's like 50 games a day, so there's tons of surface area for the books to cover. Not a ton of books do esports player props, but usually you can get some pretty good value. So if you look at this player, start building the slip if you want to tail, because sometimes Underdog moves things pretty quick. But if you look at Kai's line, Underdog's opening him at 27. PrizePicks has him up at 29.5. ParlayPlay 29.5. So all these other books are opening his line significantly higher. Like, you don't see this big of discrepancies so PrizePicks has his line at 29.5. Like, you don't really see this big of discrepancies. Books 2.5 points off on in the NBA, but for esports, like, a lot of times these books they fuck up their lines. And I'm not sure, you can see too, like, there's a lot of discrepancies between PrizePicks and Underdog. Underdog definitely seems to be the stupider book or the squarer book for esports. So, like, you look at this player, Hoax, PrizePicks opens his line at 13. We got Underdog Fantasy opening him at 11. So PrizePicks, even if you don't use PrizePicks, like that's not the point. PrizePicks it's a data point. PrizePicks, they're one of the biggest books for betting on esports. They're taking a ton of action, moving lines around, and they're telling us, hey, we think his projection is 13. Like his over-under is 50-50 at 13. Underdog's laying 11. So clearly seems like there's some good value there. But Yeah, so there's actually just a shit ton of esports line discrepancies right now. Again, sometimes they bump things quick on Underdog, but this is what I'm going to lock in. You can see, like, these esports guys go hard. I mean, they have... So we want to take the second game for tomorrow. So you want to take the second game, 2:30 p.m., and then this will be the play I lock in. All overs. So 3 overs on Underdog. Again, if you're just tuning in, I hit this on Fliff. Early value for the women's college basketball championship game. And then we'll lock in this play. So we got no way over 15. Other books are opening them up at 15.5, 16.5. So we can get in some esports value. And, you know, I try to get, they already locked Hoax. But on the bright side, there's a ton of discrepancies in this one game. The reason I skipped over this play before was Underdog won't let you pair player props from the same game. So even though there's solid value on Koala, right, this betting tool, the OddsJam Optimizer, it just points out discrepancies. PrizePicks has his line at 15. Underdog opening him up at 13. So this play seems good as well. The other play already got bumped or removed or whatever. Fucking lacrosse. Let's get rid of that. So this play I already gave out on Twitter, but if you use FanDuel, so you can see it on my picket. I already hit it. It was plus 100 for a bit. They already moved it down to minus 102. But anyways, hopefully you've had time to bet this because I want to lock it in. And there we go. So we have our first play on Underdog. All overs. Like, it seems like they're opening a lot of these esports lines, you know, a little bit too low relative to the rest of the market. But you can see here, FanDuel has Booker. They're the only book that's opening Booker as, you know, a favorite to go over. They have his over favored or his over juiced, minus 125. All the other books, Caesars, DraftKings, ESPN Bet, they're opening Booker's first quarter, you know, player prop line. They have his under favored, minus 130, minus 135. So again, it was just plus 100. They bumped it down to minus 104, minus 102 now. So if you haven't played this and you have access to FanDuel, that seems like a, you know, like a pretty good play. And again, all the live stream plays I hit, so this Underdog play, everything, I'll remember to add it to, you know, this spreadsheet. You know, it just shows all the plays we've hit on these streams. But anyways, were people able to get the Underdog slip in, or did it move too quickly? What's up, guys? Let's ride some dudes. Let's ride some men. Yeah, I guess. But anyways, here's the Underdog play. A lot of times, like, there's really good value when they first drop lines, and then you'll just notice a ton of the value starts to go away as you get closer to game time. As people start to take advantage of these lines, Underdog Fantasy starts to, you know, bump them to become more in line with the market. But anyways, we got Underdog, so this is our first play. So let's see what else we have. So I already got in that FanDuel play on Booker, so that's not going to be from the stream. But there's some more value on Underdog, so I guess on this stream, we'll be doing some Underdog. I think they already bumped, like, PrizePicks. The play I gave out on Twitter, Luka over 50.5 PRAs. They already bumped him up to 51.5, so some of the value goes away. Like, in general, I recommend if something gets bumped, just don't play it because a lot of the value goes away. But anyways, let's see what we have here. We have some baseball plays kind of starting to show up. So we can see here, Bowden Francis under 5.5 strikeouts. You can see off the open, books have already kind of been moving odds towards his under. Sometimes it's like weather forecasts, like all that stuff can move around lines. And what's great about looking at market data, sportsbook odds, is, you know, it factors in lineups, injuries, like everything is baked into the market. The current prices on sportsbooks, you know, they're always bumping around these lines. So, you know, if let's say Aaron Judge gets, you know, injured or something, like that's factored into the odds that these books are putting out. But we have Francis under 5.5 Ks. Okay. I mean, there's not like crazy value on it, but we can pair it with some of these other esports plays. So again, like the basic strategy for Underdog is, you know, they give us the same payout if we take a player to go over or under. Like for any 3-pick entry, we're going to be getting a 6x payout. So because all the sports books have his under super heavily favored, So you don't even have to use a software. Like if you just pull up FanDuel, Pinnacle, a couple sports books, you can compare the lines on Underdog to books for, player strikeouts, whatever. But anyways, let's see what else we have, because there's some more esports value that hopefully we can get in, before they start bumping all the other plays we want to get in. So here we have, again, some of these esports guys have double headers, so just make sure you select the right game. So it's the second game we want to be on. Nizen, over 13 headshots. Underdog's opening them up at 13, PrizePicks 15. Right? So we want to see discrepancies as a sports bettor. That's like exactly what we want to see. We want to see spots where, sports books are screwing up. And you can see there's actually just a fuck ton right now. So then we have Autumn under 33. So maybe we just keep going with under. This is actually Valorant, so this plays for tonight. But so this will be the next slip that I lock in on Underdog. And if you don't have Underdog, I mean, you can see there's some early hockey line discrepancies on FanDuel kind of popping up. So if you want to bet it, this is what I'm going to try to lock in. So unsurprisingly, like a lot of times when a book is screwing up, the over 5.5 goals, there will also be value on the over 6. So if we take a look at FanDuel, so NHL play, and then let me just lock this in. And of course, they've already fucking bumped Autumn. It's literally insane with how fast they start to bump some of these plays. So they already bumped one of these esports plays. But again, like there's a lot of line discrepancies right now. Underdog Fantasy, they're probably sleeping. Like, let's be real. So here's another one. The same concepts apply for anything I ever bet. I make sure it has value. So like 31, 29.5. So this is another option we could go with. So if you weren't able to lock in the previous one, I mean, hopefully I'm able to get this in if everyone on the stream was able to get in the other one. But let's see what we have here on FanDuel. So this is in the Canadiens-Rangers game. So let's take a look here. So there's the over 5.5 at -142. That play looked solid. All the other books have this, around -175-ish. So we found value, which is the first step to beating the books, right? If DraftKings says, clearly DraftKings thinks this line on FanDuel is a profitable bet. They have this at -180. 40-cent spread, so if you remove the spread, like with the VIG removed, DraftKings, like the true odds, they think the over is around -160. 40-cent spread in their market, so you remove the spread, like -160 is what they think the true odds should be on the over 5.5. We're getting -142. So clearly there's some good value on FanDuel. And then you can also just play the over 6 flat line at -113 if we wanted to double down. But anyways, let me get in this underdog play. So we have two underdog. So we're going to have two underdog plays on this stream. And then I'm also going to hit these bets on FanDuel. So nothing's been bumped, which is fucking great for us. So that's another 3-pick entry, which is a 6x payout. Again, PrizePicks is ass. Like, they only give you a 5x payout for the 3-pick entries, which is why I run all these 3 picks on Underdog. If you're going to play a 3-pick, you want to play them on Underdog or Dabble. But, so what we can do is we can just lock these in on FanDuel. Again, FanDuel, it's really janky with location. Like, when I'm using streaming software, it doesn't let me bet. But what we can do is, I can just hit these, and you'll see them on my picket. So I'm going to hit the over 5.5, and then I'll also hit the flat line just to double down. The flat line, total goals flat line, over 6. So if there's exactly 6 goals, we'll push and we'll get our money back. And FanDuel's giving me 280 on that. So this play. And you can see, like, FanDuel has the same odds on the over and the under. So, like, basically, if FanDuel's giving you the same odds on the over and the under, they think, both bets, both outcomes are equally likely to occur. Like, they're saying, hey, it's a coin flip. We're giving you the same odds on the over and the under. We think the over's 50%, the under's 50%. All the other books are like, no. We think the over's heavily favored, and we're getting -113, which is clearly pretty good value. We're getting -113 on FanDuel. All the other books have this around -130. But anyways, I mean, some early UFC value. There's some other lower value like puck lines and kind of stuff like that. So, what do we want to do, man? And then here you can see, the plays I locked in on FanDuel. So if you use FanDuel, over 5.5 and over 6, both seem solid. So we got 2 underdog plays. Underdog, FanDuel, 1. I just want to remember to add these to the tracking sheet. But it's like, okay, so we got some underdog plays. My assumption is they're going to bump these 2 plays quickly. And they only give me a max bet size of $100. But hey, maybe there's some other plays on underdog. Meh. We kind of cleared out the value. Like this hoax play, are we already on hoax? I think that's the play. They ended up bumping his headshots line. You can see there's also a discrepancy in his kills line. So we could Josh Hart assists. I mean, we could run like a 4-pick with a couple more discrepancies. I mean, I'm always a big fan of locking in as many plays as possible. If a play has an edge, you want to lock it in. Hoax over 24. And then we have hoax over 24. So does PrizePicks have lines up yet for hits plus runs plus RBIs? I don't even think PrizePicks has hits plus runs. Well, they do. So where did they have Bohm's line? So I don't even have Bohm posted yet. But for 4-pick entries, it's a little better if you play them with insurance, so as a flex play. So something like this I could lock in as a third slip. So this will be an underdog 4-pick. Again, just kind of like, usually before I go to bed, I like to see what good bets, what good lines are available, for the upcoming day and try to lock them in. And I gave out a play on PrizePicks on Twitter, but they just ended up bumping everything pretty quickly, so sometimes these streams are just a little bit better. But anyways, we got a 3-pick on underdog. 2 p.m., 5 p.m., I mean, these games are kind of all over the day, but... So I got in these plays on FanDuel, so let me just hide them. I think there's pretty solid value on them. Again, like, FanDuel has so many lines up, right? Like, there's so many player props, so much different stuff you can bet. Kind of like what I believe is the first step to beating the books is you just want to see like, okay, where's a sports book screwing up? Where's their value? Like if you don't like the over 6 and, Rangers versus Canadians, you don't have to play it. But, so anyways, let's lock this in. So if you wanted to tail, hopefully you had plenty of time to lock that in. We got a 4-pick on underdog. But, like if you don't like fading quickly for tomorrow, you don't have to, but clearly, when this line comes up, you'll see FanDuel, they're offering a really good price, right? They have the under at plus 102. Every other book, Fliff, DraftKings, Caesars, they have the under favored. So we're getting plus 102 when most other, we're getting plus money, plus 102, betting 100 to win 102 when most of the other books have the under as the favored outcome. DraftKings, Fliff, Caesars, they all have the under favored or juiced. So, anyways, so I guess this is an underdog-dominated live stream. We got 3 plays there, 2 overs in hockey on FanDuel, and then we got a women's college basketball play on, some PrizePicks value. So maybe we got to take a look at PrizePicks. Clay under 3.5 rebounds. Man, I was on Clay's over the other day. He's fucking so hit or miss. So we got Klay Thompson rebounds, under 3.5 rebounds. He's gone under. Is Curry playing tomorrow? So I'm not sure if Curry's playing. But again, that would already be factored into the odds. You can see all the books. Same strategy as underdog, on PrizePicks, you take, Mikic to go over or under. You're going to get the same payout. Same thing with Clay. All the books opening him up as a heavy favorite to go under. But let's see if there's anything, any other plays that are attractive on PrizePicks because they bumped the fucking shit I gave out earlier. So, I think they bumped fucking everything. Arozarena fantasy score, Diaz fantasy score. Did they bump this or did they just remove it? So they bumped him down to 8.5, so a little bit of the value obviously goes away. So let's see if there's anything on PrizePicks. real quickly. And again, all the live stream plays are tracked, just in the sheet on YouTube. Like, I feel like so many cappers, and I wouldn't call myself a capper, but so many cappers, it's like, they give out 50 plays a day in a premium Discord, like quite literally 50 plays a day, and then just tweet out the wins. It's like, I try to keep it very realistic with how easy is it to make money sports betting, what are limits like, and stuff like that. But anyways, there's not like a ton of value, a ton more value on PrizePicks. I'm sure there will be some more. I mean, Giannis over 45.5 PRAs. All the other books are opening them up at 46.5. So maybe like there's a little bit of value, but nothing crazy. So Clay under 3.5 rebounds seems decent, but I don't see a ton of good plays to kind of pair with. Chet under 1.5 made threes. I'm already on his over in blocks. So there's some value on Better. There's 3 picks, but unfortunately on Better, you really want to go with 5 pick entries. And it looks like a lot of the value is just in hockey. Sabres plus 1.5, and then also over 5.5 goals in the Blue Jackets game. So maybe a little parlay. So if we go to the Canadiens game, where's the Canadiens game? Over 5.5 goals. So this game starts at 5. Over 5.5 goals in the Blue Jackets game. And then you could throw in Sabres plus 1.5. So when's the Sabres game? Again, both of these plays, it seems like FanDuel's offering solid value. Like, a lot of the best opportunities I see on FanDuel are when they first drop odds. They seem to kind of like screw up a lot of lines, kind of like Underdog, and then they adjust things quickly. So circa, a lot of these sharper books, Pinnacle, are opening this closer to minus 230. So when is this game? This game's fucking early, man. So you could even just run them in like a little 2-pick parlay or play them as straights. There's really no difference if a pick is good, if a pick has an edge, something like this. You can run it in a parlay. You could run it in a straight bet, or no, I wanted the Blue Jackets game. So, if we run these in a parlay over 5.5, what does that come out to? Plus 156. And how much is FanDuel going to give me on this? Because we already got 2 plays. We got the over in the Canadiens game. And then we could lock in this as a little 2-pick parlay on FanDuel. And how much are they going to give me? Damn, they're going to give me $500. So sure, that works for me. And I'll hit it, and then you should see it, you'll see it come up on my Pick'It. Again, Pick'It is just like, it's a nice little bet tracker. Just kind of like reads in all your bets from the different sports books. But anyways, I just hit this 2-pick parlay for $500. FanDuel's super janky, unfortunately, with streaming software. It just like doesn't work. But anyways, we cleared out a lot of the good value on Underdog. 1, 2, 3. So we got in 3 Underdog plays. A couple plays on FanDuel. And again, you can see all my plays tracked on Pick'It. So I'll call this live stream a day. Whoa. Actually, what the fuck is this, man? So again, like sometimes it's these early lines. So we have Anthony Davis. I'm not sure how many assists he had today. I think he had 2. But we have AD, so where's player assists? And they already moved him down to minus 108. So that play got bumped to shit quickly. So again, FanDuel, like all other books, they just kind of bump things quickly. They opened him at plus 114, and then you can see they just bumped him down to minus 111 to kind of be in line with the market. So a lot of the value goes away, unfortunately. It looks like they're actually just posting odds for the Lakers game in general. D'Lo, yeah, you can see a lot of plays are starting to show up, but that's the problem, is FanDuel's just bumping it quickly. Plus 124 for Reeves over 5.5 assists, already bumped down to plus 112. Again, OddsJam, it's not like a complicated product. It just reads in all these lines and kind of like, points out where there's discrepancies, where's their value. But anyways, a lot of shit's moving too quick. So hopefully you enjoyed this stream. Hopefully the plays win. And, you can follow me on Pickett to kind of see all my plays open. I'm not sure if it already read in the NHL parlay, but if not, it will. Sometimes it just takes a second to sync. But yeah, thanks so much for your time. And